gosh, I'm turning 28 next month, actually. Made quite a few friendships over the years. I golf, hang out with friends.
So grit was really foundational to our understanding of inclusion. Simply inclusion means to me today that Kyle has the same opportunities that those of us without disabilities have. And I know that's kind of a pretty broad general statement. However, at its core, that's absolutely true. That is absolutely what inclusion means. Beyond that, my memories are of feeling so supported as a family, having people that were looking at Kyle's strengths and gifts and what he could do, not what he couldn't, supporting us to set goals and dream big. I would say pre-grit, all we heard were really the things he would never do. You know, he would never walk, he would never talk. We were even told prior to us joining grit that Kyle was uneducable. And so anytime we were able to celebrate with the grit team his, little accomplishments are probably some of my biggest memories.
So yes, I played football for the Western Raiders for 3 years. And then in high school, I helped out with the junior and senior football teams. And then I helped out with the Edmonton Wildcats for about 4 years, I think. I've really enjoyed football for a long time. And so I assist people who need wheelchair assistance, and also people who physically can't walk from the airplane door to the chair. It's called a transfer. We work as a team. They are fun, they're very supportive. I love my paycheck, I love helping other people.
And when Kyle got trained, it was great. Just another person that was able to help us out. Yeah, I find it very cool that he is able to do all these things and same things that we're able to do, and just his energy. He's always got something funny to say and always cracking jokes, always asking me how my day is, and it's great. It really makes my day. Yeah, I love working with him.
So one of our major learnings at grit was the importance of having a vision and dreaming big. I would say from the time Kyle came into the world, our hopes and dreams for his life are absolutely no different than they are for his brother who doesn't have a disability. But what we learned at grit was the importance of holding on to that vision and thinking about what we needed to have in place for that vision to be realized. When we left grit and entered the school system, I was prepared to talk about how Kyle would be included in regular education classrooms, but I was also not prepared to have the conversation if he would be included. And that really came from that time at grit, that knowing that we had a voice, that this is what we wanted, and that we didn't have to settle for something that wasn't an inclusive life for him. Well, I think the greatest impact that grit had on our family is giving us that really solid foundation in understanding what inclusion was, why inclusion was important. It was in those grit years that I started to understand that any decision we made for Kyle had consequences, and that sometimes I really had to think about what felt easier in the moment versus the long-term consequence. My other biggest memories of my years at grit are families. And so we have families today that we are still connected to, that we went through what I call again the grit years together. And those relationships and friendships are now 25 years old and are a really important foundation to not only Kyle's life, but our life as a family. What surprised me most about our time at grit was just how valued we felt as a family, how honored. I felt we were heard, listened to, accepted, encouraged. We were pushed maybe a little bit, challenged, but mostly we were honored. we were honored as a family, and Kyle was honored as a person who has gifts and talents and had something to offer the world.